The belly of the beast. That's where we're at right now. We're in the belly of the beast.
Iran itself, how big of a risk is that?
Well, I remember some of the very same voices who were calling the loudest today for a strike inside of Iran. I would simply ask them to recall the fact that there were a couple of times when President Trump, one time I was literally in a meeting with him where he indicated he was going to strike and then thought about it a little bit more and did not strike inside of Iran because of concerns of greater escalation. The leadership in Iran are bad guys. They have supported these proxy militias around the region. They have supported Hamas. So how you hit that point of sending that much stronger response than we've seen to date, but not escalating into a direct war is where I think the administration is trying to balance.
Before this, there was some reporting out there that there may have been indications that Iran was trying to potentially rein in some of its proxies. Had you seen any intelligence indicating that, or any reason to believe that was true?
Well, I'm obviously not going to comment on any intelligence, but I will tell you, as somebody who was just in the region recently, the one thing about the Houthis that came clear was, they're not very good at governing, but they're pretty darn good at fighting. And frankly, the Houthi leadership thinks of himself as higher in the hierarchy than the supreme leader of Iran. So this was a group that the Iranians have supported, but whether they control them, there was not a lot of sense in region itself that they had too much direct control over the Houthis.
Who was behind this drone attack? Is there a clear idea?
I think there is some speculation, but again, I'm going to let the administration make that announcement when any of the intelligence is verified.
Is there a reason to believe that maybe, as you were just mentioning about the Houthis saying that, believing that they're higher than the supreme leader, any reason to believe that some of these proxies might be working now independently of Iran, doing their own bidding?
I think again, there's this gray zone where, again, as you see out of Tehran, the officials trying to claim deniability, but I think they've tried to have this ability of claiming deniability. One of the questions that we've got to get answered, and this has been in the public reporting, so I can make a brief comment on it. Did this drone, in coming behind an American drone, was that by luck and consequently our anti-drone capabilities didn't take it out, or was this a new tactic by this group? And even if it wasn't a new tactic, does the fact that this is now into the public domain by some of the reporting mean that it's something we have to guard against going forward?
And let me just update our viewers. There's some reporting out there from Military Times and the Wall Street Journal that one of the reasons why this drone was not shot down was because it might have been mistaken for an American drone. And as you're saying, there was an American drone in the air, and this could potentially be a new tactic. That's a pretty scary tactic. That would mean a recalibration of quite a few things in the region.
We are seeing real time in the Middle East, and in certain ways even more in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, a complete redefinition of how you fight conflicts. And the power of drones, I can tell you in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, it is absolutely remarkable, close to 50% of the destruction of tanks and other armored personnel carriers have been done by drones. The fact that electronic warfare in terms of jamming as a countermeasure and the technology changes in that, this raises, not to go all nerdy on you as a former wireless guy, this goes into whole questions about how we do spectrum management in this country as we think about protecting the homeland. But we're seeing, in many ways, the challenges of modern warfare evolve in real time right in front of our eyes.
I know you're not going to get ahead of the president, but can I just nail you down one thing? Do you think that more needs to be done now? I mean, the United States military has been targeting Houthis and their bases in Yemen, trying to get them to back down. They so far have not. We've targeted rebels in Iraq.
I didn't hear nobody
Iraq
knock.
I'm pretty upset about us doing that, what they call their sovereign territory.
I'm in the back trailer back here.
Is there another further step the administration has to take?
I'm in the back camper.
I think
There's
the
two.
administration
Actually, I got
has been
5
very
different
clear.
campers here, but If you go down the concrete pad, I'm the very one on the left-hand side.
Unanswered, and I believe those steps need to be
Sorry about that.
more robust than what we've seen to date.
I
Yeah,
know we have not
the
declared
Puma.
war. Are we at war, though?
I'm
Is the
sorry.
region at war with us?
There are groups, many of them sponsored by Tehran, who have been in a multi-year effort to try to undermine American influence in that region. That is not something new, but clearly since October 7th, both the level of attacks against our forces
Hey,
and
man.
frankly against
How you
international
doing?
I went to the wrong one, didn't I?
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. How you making it?
Let me
Does
turn my
the
rig around. Just have a
conflict
seat.
in Gaza
Okay.
need to wind down to cool things
How's
off?
the ankles doing?
I think one of the best pieces
The
of
one that
news
just got
that
to
came
being
out this
operated on,
weekend
it
was
kind of.
what appears
My
to be
dad had
some
to have
progress,
his right ankle fused.
on
You
the
had
hostage
that one fused
negotiations.
before?
Yeah, I had that one
Getting some of
fused
those
back in
first three American
1979. I had it fused.
What was the reason?
I fell off a 4-story building.
Okay. He stove it all up. They couldn't repair it, so they just fused it.
Yeah, they tried to repair it. The doctor basically said that all he could do was take both his hands and cup them together
Yeah.
and put all the loose bones back together again. It basically shattered both of them. I mean, when you fall 37 feet and you land directly on your feet,
7 feet.
Almost
And so
4
did that
floors.
injure that one too?
It did. It injured that one, but they didn't want to fuse both of them at the same time because they said it would be that much more difficult for me to learn to walk all over
I
again.
got you. What year was that?
That was in 1979. I fell off the A.O. Smith building in Milan, Tennessee.
Okay.
August the 11th. It was 104 degrees outside. That was a day I won't never forget because I laid in the hospital 6 weeks, 3 days flat on my back, and I never got to see the inside of my bathroom the whole time because I was in skeleton traction.
Oh, were you really?
Yes,
Who was
they
your
was-
doctor then?
They was pulling weights on me, Dr. Canale.
Canale. Okay.
Yeah, they was
In
pull-
Jackson, I guess.
Yeah, they was pulling weights on me and stuff. But now they took me to took me to Memphis to Campbell's Clinic and had that right ankle fused.
Okay.
Because at that time in 1979, technology hadn't yet picked up in these smaller areas like it had in the bigger areas.
Yeah.
Now I went to Clarksville, Tennessee, to have this one done, and the reason being is because I don't mean to be overly concerned here about what's going on, but whenever they start killing our guys, we've already had over 160 attacks just within the past few months since that ordeal happened over there in Israel.
Yeah.
And they killed 3 of our guys yesterday.
Oh, really?
And I think it's turning into a hotbed. I really do. I think it's going to expand. And the bottom line is this: the Americans have brought this upon their own selves because of stupidity pertaining to our politicians.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Whenever Desert Storm and Desert Shield happened, sir, I tried everything within my power to stop it. I actually was on my way in 1991 to Washington, D.C. to get to the media, and they stopped me in Wheeling, West Virginia, and purposely lied and got a 911 dispatcher to say that I was on my way to Washington, D.C. to assassinate George Walker Bush's life.
No
And,
way.
yes, sir, and it costed me 6 months of my life going through various studies and stuff. I got this recording right now on this video because of the seriousness of everything going on right here.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to turn it off.
Yeah.
But it's just unbelievable how stupid that our politicians has become just within the past 30 plus years because of all this. These people ain't playing tick for tack. War is not.
It's people's lives. you know,
Yes,
that's right.
war is very serious, and the thing about it is we have trained a lot of those people over there to the degree that now not only do they have the same training, but they got the same type of armory that we have. They got the same type of advance,
technology?
same
Really?
technology in the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me turn this off. That way,
Now,
that way
does
you can do
anybody-
your thing.
Does anybody live around here that helps you with things? Do you need help with things?
Probably, I
Okay.
would say that I do.
Yeah. Like, what about getting to the bathroom and things like that?
I
Can you
have
do that?
managed to be able to do that.
Okay.
I managed, and you can see the wheelchair ramp that I built here on the back.
Yep.
And I got a wheelchair ramp on the front. I also put a lift on the front.
Okay. Now, you're in a manual wheelchair. You can go up and down that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can. Yep.
All right. Now, what's your weight bearing status?
About 3. I've gained a little bit of weight. About
I don't
320.
mean that.